Hey everyone, welcome to Sketch-A-Day Live. We're back. Hi, I'm Spencer. We're gonna do some drawing today. Hope you're ready. I'm gonna be taking a look at the iPad Pro using Procreate, so feel free to follow along. I know some of you have had some questions about digital sketching, so that's what we're gonna be using today. And I know the show is sci-fi themed, but I'll take requests for products or other things. Preferably not characters, but you know, I know some of y'all like that. So we're going to warm up, get started. Hope you had a good week. Hope life is well. Seems like a lot of people are going through a lot of things right now. So I hope that you're all well, that you're doing okay. All right, let's get right into it. Going to be using the iPad Pro. Special thanks as always to our channel members and patrons. Feel free to let me know where you're watching today. So I'm going to be using my brush kit mostly to create whatever we create today. And for those who don't know, this is available on my website, sketchaday.com. And, you know, I know it's Black Friday and all coming up. I might do a sale. We'll see. Let's see. Here we go. Let's move myself. Oops. I moved the title, moved the wrong thing. There I am. Okay, I'll go ahead and move myself down here. Anyhow, so on the website, lots of resources available. I'm going to be using Brush Pack 2. All right, that's what I'm going to be using today. So if you're curious how I'm doing what I'm doing, that's where we are in Procreate using those tools today. All right, so let's get to it. I always start with a warm-up. So for the warm-ups, you can use any of the pencils. I'm just going to use this rough pencil, or maybe I'll just use this pencil here. But same thing that I do on paper, I try to do digitally. Now with Procreate, you can, of course, just draw, hold, and you get a nice straight line, right? But I like to practice, get those muscles warm, get things moving, get them going. All right, so start with some straight lines. If you want to up the challenge for yourself, you can always just put dots on your canvas and try and draw between those dots. Also, I know some of y'all are curious about like my setup and how I'm doing this, so I'm kind of just holding my iPad today. I do have a little stand here that I use sometimes that I can put the iPad onto and elevate things a little bit. These are really hard to find, at least I haven't been able to find them recently. So if you find one, good for you. But this is the elevation draft table, I think it's called. So yeah, in case you're wondering how I'm doing what I'm doing or how I'm set up. All right. Like I said, you can just draw some straight lines. If you don't want to use the points, that's totally fine. If you want to challenge yourself, put 2 points down and then try and draw between those points. Also a good way to do this. Practice starting and stopping. Goal is to get a nice straight line. As straight as possible anyways. Draw with your shoulder. All right, let's go ahead and delete that. I'm going to clear this layer and let's do some circles. I'll probably start off with something like a spaceship, unless y'all have like something specific sci-fi you want to see. I'm also doing tutoring, and I had a question from one of my students who's just starting out, not starting out sketching, but wants to refine and fine-tune their visual sketching. And my advice was focus on the basics, right? Do your warm-up exercises, draw some basic stuff, start there, and then you can build as you go. So a lot of drawing is really, I think, understanding the basics and making sure that you, thank you. Thank you for being patient. I think I'm going to try and do 2 or 3 times a week again. So probably Sunday, Wednesday, Friday is what I'm looking at. Or Sunday, Tuesday, Friday. Maybe I'll do a poll or something. Anyhow, focus on the basics, and that's going to help you really sharpen up. So in this case, practicing ellipses. I'm also thinking about doing some sort of online workshop that's a bit more in depth. Bring your work with you, give you feedback, stuff like that. Oh, that one's too big. The goal here is just to draw a series of progressively larger ellipses until you get to kind of a perfect circle. That wasn't a very good progression, so I'm gonna try another one here. And I'll probably just start with something like a spaceship, kick things off. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. I know there's a lot of options for what you could do. Netflix, Disney Plus, playing video games, sports. Watching someone draw, though, that's cool. I appreciate the support. Hey, Tej Love. Futuristic Marty McFly at Tacoma with the time machine. Oh. That'd be an interesting one, actually. Do you want me to combine that with AI-generated art or just sketch from scratch? I'm not really set up to show the AI stuff, though, because I'm finding... I tried last week, and the video got unlisted because I hit the wrong toggle. But we'll just draw and talk as we go here. But my computer wasn't able to really handle what was going on. So if you're not familiar, AI art is a new way that people are trying to speed up creativity and whatnot. So once again, I'm using my brush pack, the Sketchaday Mega Pack. I don't have a link here in the video description. I really should add one. But if you just go to the website sketchaday.com, you'll find all of that stuff here. So I'm using the brush pack 2. Right here, we can click on that. It's about 30 brushes. Right, so you get marker brushes, pencil, airbrushes, watercolor wash, some elements for your designs, and fabric textures as well. Also working on some stuff behind the scenes, so stay tuned. There'll be updates and another set of resources created for you, so stay tuned for that. Hey Abhishek, I got a request. My first request was for some sort of Back to the Future, futuristic Toyota Tacoma looking vehicle. So I'm just starting with the marker brush, which I think is a great, I know I'm totally biased, but I do think it's actually a good analog for like a real marker brush. I like using it. So futuristic Toyota Tacoma with Back to the Future style mods. I'm just using this gray brush to kind of start, just get an outline. So like I was mentioning, the AI tools are interesting because you can actually take loose sketches like this. I forgot what Toyota lights look like. I need to go check. And you said futuristic, so maybe Toyota, let's see, Toyota Tundra 2023. Let's see what they're doing with their lights here. So always helpful, I think, to, you know, if you're drawing something, it's okay to look at reference. Whoa. Nothing wrong with that there. So I'm just taking a look to see how the lights are, maybe the grill, a few other things. Then I'll jump back to the iPad Pro here. I know that's a Tundra, but I just want this to be quick. So we're using the India. Wow. So we're using the marker brush here, a few different sizes, just to start to define some things. Maybe this light comes down or something. I probably won't render this up outside of like just some gray marker wash, because part of this is showing you how to use the brushes. I had some questions from a few people. I guess if it's futuristic, it might have you know, an electric drivetrain. I don't know. It's an electric Tacoma. And then you said all the Back to the Future stuff. I guess that would kind of be on the back here. Maybe I'm drawing this from the wrong perspective too. There's also that. But we'll make it, how about we just make it like cyberpunkish as we sketch this out. This is Sketch Day Live. Thanks for joining. Got a request for a Tacoma. Sometimes I use the quick shape. It's nice for wheels. I will say that. Getting those offset shapes. Something a little more defined there. But got a request for a Tacoma in Back to the Future style, so that's what we're doing here. Hope you're well. And just using this is the real marker brush in my brush kit. Just to kind of get some gray lines down here to start. It's kind of like using a light gray marker as you sketch. It's kind of like that. What time is it in India now? Is it like 5 a.m.? It's gotta be like crazy early, right? All right, so we got the main part of the truck here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and flip my canvas. It's a good way to kind of check your perspective, make sure things are feeling right. This wheel's a little bit cambered too much, so I'm gonna make a tweak here. No need to redraw it though, we can just rotate slightly. I don't know why I'm getting all this junk messages. All right. Oh, 12:55 a.m. Yeah, I should have streamed a little earlier, but I was having brunch with a friend of mine, so I couldn't be on earlier. Someone I haven't seen in a while. So anyhow, hope you're doing well, all y'alls. I definitely need to figure out the best day time, but like I said, I think 3 times a week I need to get back to that. So that will be the most optimal, best thing. All right, so Back to the Future style. I'm gonna do this on a new layer. We're probably gonna have like, you know, those modules up here. I don't even know what you call them. I'm gonna put 2 of them up here. I wonder what AI would spit out. I could look that up, but I do kind of wonder. Okay, and then we're gonna have cables going all over stuff. Just putting some shapes in here, but similar to what we would do with gray marker on paper, right? I do wonder what the AI would give me. I should see what Midjourney will give me anyways. Let's see here. I'm gonna type this in the meantime. If you've never seen it though, here's what it looks like. So this is Midjourney. There's people kind of messing around. So I'm gonna say, imagine a Toyota Tacoma. How do I do this? Toyota Tacoma and the style of, oh, in the movie Back to the Future. I keep making typos. So this is like a text to visual AI generation thing. Imagine a Toyota Tacoma in the movie Back to the Future, cyberpunk style, DeLorean, time travel. Let's just see what it comes up with. So it's going to do some work, figure that out in the background. While we're doing that, I'm going to keep drawing, keep chatting. What program do I use for AI? I haven't played with Crayon. I've played with Viscom.ai. I've played with Stable Diffusion and Midjourney. I had someone on LinkedIn. I had to block someone on LinkedIn this week, though. It was wild. They claimed that I was being deceitful about AI because I was sharing a bit of my exploration on LinkedIn, and they kept saying, "Oh, you're just using the tool wrong. You're using." I'm just like, dude, chill out. Anyhow, so they finally got just so antagonistic and offensive that I literally had to go block them. It's really strange stuff. Life is simple. All right, let's see if we can move a little quicker here. Get this wheel flare and life is simple. All emotions are beautiful. All right, so now I'm going to. I know I said I wouldn't render this, but we'll do just a quick render. But I do want to get some lines in at least. So let's do that. I'm gonna jump back to my stencil here. Make it nice and big and juicy. Big and juicy. I'm old Greg. But yeah, so far I found that results may vary. You know, prompts do matter. So when I say prompts, I mean the text you put into the AI and so forth. But I'm not convinced that, at least right now, it's to the point where it's going to replace traditional skills. Maybe in the future I could see that happening, but as of right now, I don't see that being the case. Plus, there's certain legal implications as well because of where the AI sources. What's the word? Data inspiration. So the AIs use what's called a model, and that model is influenced by other artists' work. So it actually scrapes information from the internet. So you can quite literally type in the style of and some artists are or have been used to model the AI. And I'm not saying everyone's going to have a problem with that. Maybe some artists don't. But I suspect some do or will. Right. But it also presents an interesting, and I gave a talk about this at a conference recently. But it's also interesting in that, imagine being able to like not only have a legacy, but if people do want to create work that was inspired by you, being able to like program an AI so that in the future someone can say, hey, draw this in the style of Spencer, and then it makes it happen. Okay, so here's what Midjourney gave me. I'll switch here and show you. So it gave me these few options. Looks like a DeLorean mixed with a Toyota Tacoma. I'm gonna have it remix number 4 here, so I'm gonna tap V4, and it's gonna do a version based on that while we wait. So the potential for me has more to do with you know, those images that I'm going to get from Midjourney in a second. I can use those as like inspiration, but I don't see it as like, okay, all I have to do is type something in and I have my final design or my final idea or anything. I don't see it being that. At least not for me. Maybe some people will, but not for me. I'm gonna extend the bed just a little bit here. And we keep going. This is a great suggestion though, thank you. We'll just keep it kind of a super loose sketch render here. AI also won't do stylistic things well, so in this case, you know, kind of cheating the far wheel in an automotive sketch, atmospheric perspective and how the lines are drawn, things like that, your AI is not gonna really capture. And the nice thing about the gray line, I hope I'm doing this on a new layer. Okay. The nice thing about the, I was like, no, did I forget to do this on the right layer? The nice thing about the gray marker too is I can always take that layer and lighten it up even more as I go. All right, both of those. Still have them as a guide. All right, let's see what it gave me. Oh, interesting. Okay, so here's an update from that bot. I know it's hard to see here, but I can take any one of these and upscale them or tweak them. I think I'm gonna go and remix number 4 again. So I'm gonna hit V4 there, let that do its thing, and then I'll check back in a minute and see where it shows up. Hello, Diallo. What's up? Hey, Prithvi. We're just sketching and hanging. Now, one of the nice things certainly is not having to spend, 3 hours for a decent rendering. That's nice. But I still think there's something to be said about digital sketching for now. Especially when it comes to being able to manipulate the work. Like, you have to understand perspective and how to create dynamic presentation of sorts. There's a lot. Hey, the art of DHT, what's up? There's a lot that really does go into it. So I don't think it's as simple as, oh, type in some words, push a button, and magically you have what you want. I don't think that's the case, and I don't think it will be the case. Maybe in some instances it may be, but so far in my experimentation, I don't see that as being the case. So it's a Sketch a Day Live. Thanks for joining. Hope you're well. Off to a little bit of a slower start today, but y'all are showing up, so thank you. Special shout out and thanks as always to the patrons and channel members. Much love, much appreciated. Your support each month. Do not take it for granted, especially now. Things are starting to get a little harder. I don't know if y'all have felt it. yourselves, but starting to feel like 2008 again. And that wasn't fun. Tell you what. Not fun at all. All right, let's get some of these details figured out here. I'm gonna check in on Midjourney again, see how it's doing. I think this is the remix. Okay, so I don't like the remix as much, so I'm gonna go back to the previous, and then I'm gonna go ahead and upscale the fourth one, see what it gives me. So there's these little, when you use Midjourney anyways, so far my experience, maybe someone who knows more can tell me, but you kind of use it through Discord or a console. And so Discord is one way to interact with it. So you type in a prompt and then you have these images. So it's now processing, let's see, it's processing this one and upscaling it. So it's going to add more fidelity to it, kind of refine the prompt as it goes, and then we'll see where it ends up in a minute here. But really fascinating stuff, though, I will say. Really interesting. I think the future is gonna be cool. Maybe I'll take the time and do the text properly in a bit here, but for now we'll leave it there. All right, so once I get to this point, now I'm gonna start adding all these other details. Let's go ahead and just sketch in a nice little wheel shape here. This is the quick line feature, or snap line, I don't know what it's called. It's in a bunch of apps, but just a way to increase the fidelity of what you're doing. So if I had time, I would like get in here and do like all the tread and get it perfectly and stuff, but I don't have time for that today. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we'll just hint at it. Now, the other thing I've been experimenting with is also putting my sketches into these AI systems. So you can do that with, at least I know you can do it with Stable Diffusion. I don't know, there's probably some other tool I don't know about. That was the other annoying thing about this dude on LinkedIn. Like, he kept saying basically, you're using the tool wrong. I'm like, dude, I'm still learning. I'm just posting as I go. Like, seriously, chill out. But they were just like super hell bent on making some point about. I think they wanted to make. I'm gonna do the wires on new layer. I think they wanted to make a point about how sketching is dead, which I get. A lot of people have been trying to say that for a long time. At least I've seen a lot of people try to show that, and I get it. Sketching is hard. It's hard. It's time consuming. It's hella fun though. Let's turn these layers off. You can kind of see where we're at with our outline. But it doesn't mean that it's dead. It's changing. It's changing for sure. Absolutely. And I'm excited about that. And like I said, particularly where you kind of realize once you do get into these AI tools, you realize, oh, it's not giving me exactly what I want, but this is close enough. And if it's close enough, you need to have the skills to get it to where you want. At least I think you do. So yeah, just enough of a hint there. nice loose rim shapes. All right, I'm probably gonna have time for like one more sketch after this. So if you have any other ideas, if you want to see a spaceship, robot, if there's a product you want to see, I don't want to do any characters today though. But if there is something along those lines you want to see, let me know. Also, I saw someone pre-ordered my book and got it already. So if you did pre-order and you got yours early, let me know. I'm curious if anyone here had that experience. Let's clean up a little bit here. All right, let's draw all the cyberpunky stuff on the back now. But also, I want to see. Oh, okay. So here it is. Here it is. I could see where, you know, with a little bit of. Let's go ahead and open the original. You'll kind of see it. I could see where, with a little bit of like refinement, because you can tell. Look at the rim there, and look at the rim there. Right, it's just off. It's off, but the background is cool. It got some reflections in the glass. The front does look like a Tacoma, right? So I could see like taking this and instead of the gray marker sketch that I did to get to this point, using something like that and then refining it as we go. So it's really interesting. Futuristic motorcycle, maybe. Everyone loves motorcycles. I think I did one last time too. Almost see some GTR in front. Yeah, so it's just pulling from like all of these human systems and inspiration that's already out there. And so a lot of what you do see is kind of just a remix of what exists already, right? Sorry, my 3D printers are going and I was just making sure they're okay. So now I can kind of refine, you know, and I would do this with the AI input too, except it would be more painting than sketching per se.
I didn't get Inception. I didn't get Inception. Oh.
But yeah, really, really interesting stuff for sure. So I'm just laying out some fins here. Maybe I'll see if I can copy these to the other side so I don't have to redraw them necessarily. So yeah, I can just make a quick selection here. 3-finger swipe, duplicate. Now move this over, scale it down, then I'm gonna go distort, kind of just pull it into place. See if I can get it to fit reasonably well. Erase what I don't need. That's good enough. Let's go ahead and merge that down. All right, so I got my fins there. I'm gonna take a look at the DeLorean Back to the Future just so I can get some of the cables and stuff. And this is effectively what the AI would do, is it would take a look at what's already there, right? All right, so it looks like we have, oh, that's really dope. Got like cutouts and cables and stuff. Alright, I'm gonna change a few things here as we go. I know you're not seeing what I'm looking at, but just go along with me here. I'm not sure what this does, but it's on the vehicle, on the DeLorean. Maybe this carries the 1.21 gigawatts of energy. I'm gonna go ahead and erase a little bit of this truck drawing here, just so I can focus. Focus on some of these details. Definitely taking some liberties here as well. Just keeping it sketchy. Flux capacitor housing. Yes. There you go. Flux capacitor housing. I don't know. I mean, I can make up my own stuff too. We can make up our own stuff. Maybe this thing flips up or something. Some sort of tank here. Really should create a brush that lets me draw wires really easily. I could come up with it, but I just need to do the work. Totally could. I've always wanted to do concepts for movies. I've done stuff for TV, but movies would be fun. For sure. Which do I prefer, digital or analog? I prefer, that's a hard question. Usually I say analog, but there are some advantages to working digitally that I like. So it's kind of hard to say in a lot of ways. I guess would there be some sort of like roll cage bar type situation happening? I mean, it's nice to be able to like fix mistakes as you go and stuff. Like that certainly feels nice. so I get that. Let's do another tank here. Maybe with some wires coming off this way. So yeah, and sometimes it just depends on the drawing too. Like I might be in the mood to, or the project rather, I might be in the mood to do it by hand or do it hybrid. So some on paper, some digital. But if I had to choose what I wanted to do, let's say for the rest of my life, I would still say paper. I'd still say paper. Maybe there's some sort of like weird panel, some displays mounted to it. They put into this Tacoma. Oh boy. Got a weird spammer. Weird spammer in the chat. Sorry about that. I'm gonna report them for something. Okay. Alright, we're back on track. Cool. So yeah, maybe this is some sort of like Pip-Boy style display or whatever. It's just chilling out here. Just chilling. Of course, we'd have to have some gauges or something as well mounted up, right? Regulators, mount up. The other reason I like a sketch too is it leaves enough to the imagination by the viewer. I don't know, maybe that's my laziness or whatever, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that there's just enough wiggle room, right? When it comes to a sketch. If you do something that's like super realistic, oftentimes you may be judged too harshly for it, or sorry, I'm just routing this like weird tube here. You judge too harshly for it, or whatever. Just it sets like an unreal expectation of like where the project might be, or what your intention for the illustration might be. And certainly, I mean, I can't finish a very, like, I'm not a speed painter. I guess if I practice, maybe I could be, but I'm certainly not a speed painter, so it takes time. And I definitely think of myself more as a line artist than a painter. Illustrator, line artist. Paper is better, says Chris. I like paper. It's better in some ways for sure. So yeah, what I was saying earlier too, like if your AI gives you something weird and you don't know that in perspective as I'm drawing these ellipses or portion of the ellipses, they're changing, right? If you don't understand that, then it's going to be hard for you to fix whatever the AI gives you, which is why I think it's important to where do I want that cable to go? It's important to understand the basics, how things work. I don't know, maybe this will be my one sketch today, but this is 47 minutes in. But I'll just do a quick color style on this. Anyhow, all I'm saying is if you don't understand how to change things, then you're going to be left to just accept whatever the AI art program gives you as being like the final thing. And that's no fun. At least I don't think that's fun. Alright, I did want to do some other cables and wires here, so we'll do one. I don't want it going up on the door though, because we have a door cut here. Alright, so maybe I'll have it go up like this. I guess I should have specified too, because I didn't ask. Did you want it to be on hover wheels or regular wheels? I guess the hubcaps, the wheels could be hover wheels. I guess that could be a thing. Have y'all been getting into YouTube Shorts, by the way? I'm curious if it's worth making shorter videos of tutorials or snippets from the show or whatnot, you know, sped up. Hello, Direnda. Not when I have to draw circles. Yeah, circles are tough. Circles are tough, but you can do it. You can do it. Okay, something's off here and I need to fix it, so trying to show kind of the backside of these flux capacitor things. Okay, so this would be the back of the truck there, and that's gonna, maybe that's the little bar that I was telling you about. Put some other structural stuff here. This stuff will just be blacked out, so it's not a big deal. Maybe these two are connected this way. This person keeps spamming me. I don't know. I don't know if y'all are seeing those messages or not, but my apologies if you are. So yeah, sorry about that. Those have been coming through to you. All right, let's do some more pieces here. Just gonna throw some shapes on. I was gonna make the back of the truck longer and I totally messed this up. Making more YouTube shorts is a good idea. All right. I'm gonna try and do it. This car looks like the Cooper S. Well, thank you. Everything looks like something. So that's kind of just how human design works. Pull inspiration from all sorts of things, places. spaces, whatevs. All right, so like I said, I'm just gonna do a quick, kind of a quick render on this. Just not even being super careful or whatever. Not even. All right, let's turn off our layers here. Cool. So we got a nice little ink sketch here. So like I said, you can actually take something like this and throw it into you can take something like this and throw it into whatever AI package you're using, and it'll try and interpret it. But you have to have the ability to do what's called image to image AI. And that's where it takes like a sketch or rendering or whatever and then tries to interpret it. So last week I did that with some shoes. I should put the bumper up here is where I really should put that. I did that with some shoes, and then we did it with another car concept that I did. So really fascinating stuff though. Like really fascinating stuff. DeLorean gray, let's do it. Let's go for it. Can I draw the DeLorean? I've drawn one before. I could, but I'm not going to for this show just because I've already been going for 54 minutes now. So, but like I said, I think I'm gonna do Wednesday and Friday this week as well. So it'll be Black Friday here in the US. Wednesday is the day before Thanksgiving. But I think I'm gonna make that the regular schedule, and then that way, you know, y'all can know when I'm streaming, whatever. And if you wanna, you know, be there or whatever, you can always be there. So I think that would be good. All right, I think I want to lighten this up a bit. Yeah, maybe like that. Do the same thing. Same thing here. So you could just use curves and stuff. So far we've used mostly the pencils as a part of my brush kit here, just to kind of begin. But now we're going to use the airbrushes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and make a selection, make a new layer, and then I'm going to go to my soft clean airbrush. So there is 5 that's a part of this, actually 6. Mini 4x4. I think you guys are responding to the grill, so let's just set the stage for context here. Because I actually have one of these cars. I do have one of these cars. So that's kind of what we're riffing on, okay? And so yeah, it's missing, you know, the intakes for air and whatnot, but like I said, maybe this is more of an electric Tacoma. So I see where you're coming from. Maybe I could make some changes to it, but it is what it is. All right. So let's go ahead and airbrush here. And make this bigger. Yeah, so we'll just start to airbrush a little bit. This. Just like so. Okay, I wasn't sure if I had just for kicks, let's do red accents. I wasn't sure if I had switched screens there, so so for red accents, I'm going to use the marker brush because then I can pull some of the values out as well. The question is, what do I want to make red? Let's go ahead and deselect. I mean, some simple ones would be like red around the wheels here, so maybe we'll do that. Just little red accents. Just keep it loose. No, I don't draw with smoothing on generally, mostly because I like the looser feel, and I don't want to take the human touch out of my stuff, but to each their own. Totally get that. Yeah, I'm digging that. Okay. What if the inside was red? That would be interesting. Do something like that. All right, I'm digging it. Now front, let's go with something different. Something different. I'm gonna use this round brush. Round brush, I think I created that as part of Brush Kit 1, but it's really just a straight up round brush. Nothing too special about it. I kinda like this white grill though. Kinda digging that. And we'll get some blacks in here too. Wherever we need that. Maybe I'll tweak this as I go. Just black out some of our graphics. When I say graphics, I mean the shapes on the front of the vehicle, by the way. So if you watch a car designer, you hear them talking and they say graphics, they just mean the gestalt, the shape of cutouts and whatnot. Generally speaking, that's what they mean. Alright, I also want to make these red. I don't know why, but I do. Because we can do whatever we want. This is our concept. But yeah, I'm curious if I finish this, maybe I'll throw it into an AI thing and post it on Instagram later. Kind of show the process of what happens. Because it is really fascinating. Oops. It is really fascinating to see. Like I said, it's cool to have another tool that helps us get closer to whatever ideas we're creating. But yeah, well, once again, welcome to Sketch a Day Live. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're drawing something. I know, like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of things you could be doing on a Sunday, but here you are. So I appreciate you. What do I think of AI that draws artistic paintings instead of humans? I think it's cool. I think it's cool. The software on my iPad is Procreate. So it's just like a drawing and painting app. If you've never heard of it. It's nice, it's cheap, it's lightweight. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, but there's a lot of things I love about it. So, just depends on how you're going to be, how you like to draw and paint. For painting, I prefer to use Adobe Fresco or Adobe Photoshop, but I know a lot of people love using Procreate, so I totally get that too. I really should be doing this on different layers, but let's just throw it all. Let's throw it all right here. Hey, Chris. All right. Whoa, too big, too big. But yeah, just blocking in some colors here wherever we need them. Wheel wells, undercarriage things, whatever. So this is my favorite way to like render stuff, just super loose, super easy. No stress. Hopefully no stress. Should be fun. All right, let's use soft air highlighter. I can come in. I was trying to Control Z on my desktop keyboard. That was funny. You know what? I really shouldn't do that. You'll see why in a sec. I'm going to use a different brush to get some of these rounds and things that I'm trying to show here, highlights and whatnot. So just going to use a different brush. Sketch Day Live, thanks for joining. All right, now let's make it shiny. Let's make it shiny. Oh. All right, I'm gonna use my round brush and just basically paint in anything that I want to be shiny. Just with pure white. This is where I probably could use smoothing to kind of help me out, but we'll keep it going. So yeah, I'm just gonna hard paint any like shiny spot that I want. Just hard paint it in. And then we'll do the same for some other reflections that I want to do. Just hard paint in like this. Particularly if it is something that, you know, is reflective or whatever. I'm actually going to push this layer all the way up, almost all the way up. Actually, let's make it the topmost. Now I can play with the opacity of this layer. Just 2-finger tap and drag this way down. All right, so now we're a little bit shiny. Shiny. We can erase parts, what we don't need. Soften things up. And then on a new layer, I'm going to use this brush, which is the round brush. I think that one is in brush kit 1, if I remember correctly, brush kit 1. But I like this brush because it kind of has a little bit of build-up, painterly feel. You could also do this with the marker brush as well if you didn't want it to necessarily feel as, I don't know the right word, smudgy as mine. So I built those markers so they would blend well together.
Some opportunities only come once. Seize them. Life is about the people you meet and the things you create with them. This is your life. Do what you love and do it often.
I don't really have a ground tone here, so I can't, I mean, I could add a ground tone. I could add like, what layer is this on? Okay, there we go. I could add like a red or something to the ground for ground reflection. Maybe I should. Maybe I really should. Anyhow, we'll worry about that later. Let's get some lights in. Sorry. For the lights, maybe I'll use the marker. I kind of like I like that the lights look like some sort of kanji or something. I like how that turned out. Forgot I had brush history, so I don't really need to do that. But yeah, I like how these look like some sort of like kanji. You know what I mean. Okay, Suhila, thank you. You've said that like 4 times, that it looks like a mini 4x4, and I explained to you that it looks like, to me anyways, the Tacoma grill. So I appreciate your input. Thank you. Why am I doing this on this layer? I need to draw a big tank and compressor for air pressure. Well, I figured, you know, that's kind of implied in the back here. There's a lot of stuff in the back. So I'd have to probably draw it from a different perspective or point of view if I wanted that. If I like definitively wanted that. Great suggestion though. Absolutely. I see where you're coming from. See, technically this wouldn't even be black because if it's in a white environment, it's going to be reflecting the white light, but here we are. Let's just do it. Can't tell if my kids are fighting. Can't quite tell. Oh yeah. And I'm just gonna add like at the end some like directional lights off to the side. It's gonna make it go, make it pucker and pop. All right, I'm trying to decide if I want to do big shiny in the side here, or because I could do either way. I need to use the restroom too. I think I'll just do this. Yeah, I'll just go like that. And I also need to, I also need to shade in. I'm just gonna use black. Yeah, there we go. So you can always squint your eyes to, like, sometimes you'll be working on something and you're just not sure if there's enough contrast or whatever going on. You can always come back in and, you know, shade things as you go. The request was for futuristic Tacoma. Come from Luxembourg, eh? I'm gonna go ahead and erase just a bit of this here. This grill. And let's get a little bit of a glow in. I'd have to spend more time on this to, like, make it, like, whatever, pop and all of that, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of reflected light, particularly from the headlights. This is where I like to use the marker brushes here. Oops, a little bit too big. I don't have the latest iPad. I'm curious if anyone has it and has played with the hover feature with the pencil. I think they made a good call there in terms of I think they made a good call there in terms of functionality to add. Don't worry, we'll get this to glow in just a sec. Just a little bit. Alright, I do have to take a conference call after this, so I need to wrap it up. Which is why I said maybe we won't get to the motorcycle, but hopefully you learned something, or at the very least, I don't know, maybe it inspires you to get out and draw today, do something. Hopefully. Right? That's all I could hope for. Two snacks on the lights. Okay. Y'all are seeing a lot of things today. Again, this is why cars are funny, because someone always sees something, no matter what. It looks kind of like, I think it's because we see cars all the time. We're all exposed to them, whether you own a car or you you just see them around. I think it makes us very, very much sensitive to aesthetics as it relates to cars. Totally natural. Alright, I'm kind of digging it now. It's getting there. This little part line Details do wonders. Do wonders. Just a little. I'm trying to decide if I want to shade in the mirrors or not. I might not. Just to leave it a bit undefined, like I said. Alright. Should I change the blending mode? Let's change the blending mode on this one to add. Alright, perfect. Perfect. Just a little hit here. So it's kind of like a mix of realism, but also some comic cartoon style, which I kind of like. Where'd my rim pieces go? Where my rims at? Right here, y'all. I just want to boost the opacity. Let's move this up as well. I'm actually going to move this above sketch lines. Maybe this is one instance where smoothing or streamline, I think it's called, would help. Just figuring out some of these details, but keep it loose. This has been what? An hour? A little over an hour. I don't know how many layers I can create either, because Procreate limits the number of layers you can create based on your iPad device. And this is a fairly large canvas, so I should probably check that out. Did you know that? Procreate limits the number of layers you can make. Adobe Fresco doesn't, but Procreate does. And also, if you haven't checked it out, be sure to check out and pre-order. I hope you do. I hope you pre-order my book, The Perspective Drawing Guide. I received a few author copies recently, but there it is on Amazon. So I appreciate the support. I'll copy a link here. Posted in the chat, but if you're interested, check that out. It's also linked in the video description. This is my first book. It'll be out in about 2 weeks, December 6th. Someone got it early though. Someone did get it early, so don't be surprised if it shows up a little bit early. All right, so here's that link, or you can go to sketchday.com/book, I believe. And you'll see all the information there. So appreciate the support. I'm excited. It was a lot of work. So I am really excited. All right, just lightening up some spots here on our vehicle. Get that glow. Boom. There's some other stuff I could do here. Some shadowing work, some more highlight work, part lines and so on, but I'm just gonna leave it for the most part as is. Maybe take a little bit of the wheel off here. Gonna shape it up a little bit. And then let's go ahead and add a nice shadow. Maybe I'll do it with this round brush. Since I like this round brush. Keep it painty. Of course, we can always adjust the opacity or do like a Gaussian blur if we want to. Whatever looks right. I think I'm going to keep the hard shadow. Sometimes I don't like the hard shadow, but we'll keep it and then we'll just shape it a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Just keep it a little sketchy. Yeah, I like that. I'm just wondering mentally if I can play with the grill just a little bit. Might just be a geometry thing too. Yeah, I don't know. Just playing around here. Actually, it might be kind of cool, but I'll leave it as is for now. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. So I'll throw this into probably whatever AI program I can a bit later. And then I'll probably post it on Instagram. Let's throw some speckle in here for texture or bumper. I'll probably throw it on Instagram and just kind of see what the AI comes up with. Oh yeah, I did promise y'all some glow. So I'm gonna duplicate this layer. I'm gonna switch to add, and then let's go filter, bloom. Let's move that up a bit. There. So now it's glowing a bit more. Oops, wrong color. Wrong color. Let's get a little bit of shading in here. And I think we'll be in a decent spot. There we go. All right. I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with where it is. Won't do too much more. Maybe just a few things here and there. But like I said, keeping it more sketchy than like a rendering. All right, just one more thing. Let's take this crisp airbrush and go ahead and add some dimension to this tube. It's a brush I created that has just the right amount of crispness in the middle and then glow or bleed on the outside, so that you do get a nice three-dimensionality when you use it. So I'll just use this and touch up a little bit here and there. If I wanted to, I could also kind of refine where those sketch lines are hitting, but I'll just call it good for now. Like I said, there's a lot more I could be doing with this, but it's time to go. All right, I'll stop singing, I promise. We did have a request for a futuristic motorcycle. I just don't think I can get to it right now. And now you see why I like to sketch on paper on the streams as well, because it takes less time. But hopefully at least you kind of learn something, pick something up, whatever. So yeah, appreciate you hanging the last hour and a half or so. All right, I'm a bounce. Get back to it. Once again, in case you're wondering what my setup is, here's kind of what it looks like. There's my iPad. Got this dongle here. It's on a stand. All right, that's what it kind of looks like for me. So I'll post this up a little bit later with some experiments in probably stable diffusion after this. And I don't know, I'm trying to decide if I want to take a video of it. Would y'all be interested in that, like a video on the creative process with AI and kind of what I'm learning, or not? But I'm going to be recording a video rundown of all my brushes too, so stay tuned for that. Anyhow, much love to you all. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. If you could do me a favor, if you love, hate, don't have any feelings about the stream, just leave a copy. Definitely share this with others. Even if that's all you can contribute today, I appreciate it. Takes a few seconds. Shout out and thanks to the patrons and channel members as well. Thank you for your continued support. If you're interested in that, that is patreon.com/sketchaday, or you can just hit join on the channel here. As always, passion is the process. If you learned something, be sure to take a minute and share it with someone else. As you know, oftentimes when you teach someone and you share something, that's when you're really learning and growing as an illustrator, designer, and so on. So take that time, share your stuff, be cool, be kind. Hope you have a happy Sunday, and I'll see you probably on Wednesday, because we're going to try that out. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or sorry, not Monday. Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'll be back again. I know it's holiday time, Thanksgiving, but hopefully you'll want to hang out and draw with me. I have futuristic motorcycle was another request, so maybe I'll get to that. Maybe I'll do some line work as a preparation exercise before then. But I appreciate the suggestions. Thank you. I hope to see you there. Take care. And with that, I'll see you next time right here on Sketchaday.